Angel, this is the golden dip steak. Are you ready for this?
Boom! Golden dip!
The golden dip, baby. Check it out.
Butter and steak is the perfect marriage. Whenever you're cooking your steak and it's almost done, when finishing it with butter, it takes it to another level. I am one of those believers that says butter makes everything better. But what if we cook the whole steak in butter? I have already done that. Even though it turns out good, the issue is that it dilutes the flavor. Some way, somehow, it just gets washed off. And today I'm going to test several different ways to find out which way is the best way to use butter with your steaks. So let's do it. And these are the star of the show. They are 1.5 inches thick prime New York strip. Just by looking at them, you can see that the marbling is amazing. And one of the things I like to recommend to you is get to know your meat dealer, because he will always take good care of you. Since I have 3 of them, this is how the experiment is going to go down. The very first one, I am not going to be seasoning it now. And that's because we already know that it will dilute the flavor once it's being cooked in butter. Once the temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit is reached, I'll be taking it off and searing it as fast as possible. Then right before serving, it will get its seasoning. The second one, I will season it now. It's also going to dry brine. Then I'm going to be searing it as fast as possible. Once that's done, I'll be cooking it in indirect heat until it reaches an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And right at the end, I'll be doing the golden dip, which means to dip it in butter and serve. The third and last one will be our control. I'm going to season it now and let it dry brine as well. Then I'm going to be putting a beautiful sear on it and also baste it with butter. Then I'm going to be cooking in indirect heat until I reach 135 degrees Fahrenheit. We know that works because it is my go-to steak. And by the time I'm done with these 3 beautiful steaks, we're gonna know which way is the best way to use butter with your steaks. I kept the seasoning simple with salt, freshly ground black pepper, and garlic powder. The 2 steaks that were seasoned, I am going to let them dry brine. To make sure I get a perfect sear and fast, I'm going to be using my Chimney of Insanity. That allows me to sear my steaks in seconds versus minutes. But now I say it is enough talking and it is time to cook these beautiful steaks. So let's do it.
All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks all cooked to perfection. What do you think, Angel?
I'm trying to figure this one out.
You're not gonna be able to figure this one out. You can't tell just by looking at it. All right, let's go for it. Let's go with the first one. I'm actually curious to find out what it tastes like. Very first one, my nephew. You ready?
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Well, that's a good steak right there.
That's so good that it feels like a Wagyu steak. It's not Wagyu. So what do you think?
It's not a Guga steak, but it feels like it's close to a Guga steak.
What does that mean? They don't understand what that means.
Like, it tastes kind of like a Guga steak, but it's a little bit better than a Guga steak, bro.
I did a little bit different, my brother. It's not always that we normally do. You know, I seared it with a charcoal chimney today. So
you feel that?
Yeah, it has a very different and unique flavor. Not like what we normally used to. By searing with the chimney starter, it gives it a different and unique flavor, doesn't it? Like, you can tell that it's different.
Yeah, it feels like there's definitely, like, you could taste that charcoal. Like, it's in there.
But if you are wondering if it's amazing, absolutely. Are you ready for the second one?
Let's go, bro.
All right, let's go, because I'm excited to find out if there's difference or not.
Is this a good experiment? Or
It is. Second steak, everybody. We're going to let you know. Cheers.
I like that.
That is nice.
This one is definitely a really good steak, and it's close to that one.
Yeah.
This one is above right now.
I agree. I prefer this one a lot more.
It's just a little bit higher up.
I would say that it's lacking a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
Right?
This one feels more like legit.
All the flavor is in there, and this one kind of like the flavor washed out a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so.
Would
too.
that be a good description for it? I think that's a good
Did
description.
you try to make it tender or something? Is that
No, not at all. You're going to be surprised with this experiment. Okay, last one. Cheers, everybody. Oh, this one is very different. It's not bad. It's just completely different. Weird. What do you think?
It's a different spectrum. It's not a bad steak. It tastes fine. It's good. But in comparison to this one, it doesn't have the same flavor.
For the first one, compared to the first one.
Yeah. But
I agree.
It's a good steak, though, I think. I think that you do get a lot of flavor because you seasoned it afterwards with the salt.
Mm-hmm.
But this one just has the seasoned
Throughout the entire thing?
Yeah, this is just on
this
top.
This one just like external?
This one is like for real, you know? This is for real. This one's like, yeah, some people prefer the salt after.
I'm going to explain to you the idea, and then you're going to tell me what you think about it. This is a regular Guga steak, but I seared it on the chimney starter. That's the only difference today. And it is incredible, everybody. It tastes actually different than a regular if you seared it like I normally do. And if you haven't ever tried that method, I recommend you do, because it gives a more burn flavor and more charcoal pronounced flavor. Right?
I wouldn't say burnt, but I would say like the charcoal really penetrates.
Yeah, like the charcoal goes deeply, especially when you're blowing the hot air in top of it, like on the bottom of it, I mean.
Yeah.
It just comes in, and that flavor is really, really intense, and it's different than a regular steak. This one here, Angel, I did the same thing as the first steak, but then what I did was I grabbed it and I did a golden dip on butter. I golden dip on it. You know what I mean? So I dipped it nicely in butter. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people think that because I golden dip it, you know, I'm going to keep saying golden dip. I don't know if that's a good
like
thing.
that, huh? You want to just call it the golden dip video?
I know, right? It's the golden dip because it was a golden color. Anyway, a lot of people think that because I, put the steak on the dip of butter, what would happen is all that butter will stay on top of the steak. But it does not. It does not feel overly buttery. Did you even notice that it was overly buttery?
No, not really. Not at all, actually. If you're asking me, I didn't even really taste the butter that much.
You didn't even taste it. See, that's what I'm talking about. The only butter you will eat is the one that remains on the top. So it doesn't matter if you grab the steak and you dip it in butter and then you take it out. You're not going to eat all that butter. The butter will not penetrate inside of the steak. So it just basically doesn't even matter. It's better off actually doing the first one, because the second one, when you dip it and you take it out, the flavor kind of went like, oh.
Yeah, it's kinda, I guess maybe like it's like washed off.
You washed off exactly. You washed off all that nice flavor on top of the steak, and the butter dipping it does nothing. The last one, I cooked it in butter. So I cooked it in kind of like indirect heat first, and completely butter submerged. When you see this video, you're probably gonna freak out like, oh my god.
I'm over here like, what did I eat?
I know, right? But the same thing, since it was poached in butter, you cannot tell that it was like too much butter because it doesn't penetrate.
You don't really taste like, wow, there's definitely butter here.
No.
Maybe you might have a thought in your mind, like all the way in the back of your mind, like,
Exactly.
did you use a little bit of butter on this?
Yeah, it does not work.
I would have never thought that you straight up cooked it in butter.
Cooked it in butter and then we seared it off.
Yeah,
Now,
no, that's the best one.
this is
Don't
definitely...
do this. This is flat.
I would say these two methods here are complete gimmick, you know what I mean? Because it sounds good, right? You're gonna dip it in
bro,
butter
like,
and you're gonna cook it in butter
I'm gonna cook
and
this
it's gonna
thing in
get
some butter. Everybody's gonna love this.
I'm gonna put
Who's not gonna like this? You know, like,
yeah, butter.
I almost cursed on that.
I know y'all.
Who's not gonna like this stuff, bro? Like, it's just, come on, bro. Butter. Everybody
Exactly.
likes butter.
It is all a gimmick, everybody. It does not do anything for your steak. What it does is actually removes the flavor from the steak.
Yeah, you
and
gotta
I don't
use your
recommend
butter
it.
the same way you put it on your pancake at the end.
Yes, nice, and finishing it off with the butter is the best way to go, like I normally do. Or sear it first, then butter baste it, and let it cook it in indirect heat. That is the best method to use butter. I want to be clear. I recommend basting with butter. I just don't recommend cooking it in butter or dipping it in the golden dip. Don't do the golden dip. Agree?
I mean, I bet the golden dip looks nice.
It looks nice.
I bet it's appealing to the eye.
I know. It sounds good. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was informative to you. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bro, the golden dip, who's not gonna like this stuff, bro? Like, golden dip.